Wow, the amount of overthinking it took me to do this fucking episode is insane.
Hey, yo, Chris, where you at? I'm in town.
What's good? It's your boy Chris Hovers. We are back. Fuck. With the Solo Dolo podcast. Shit. God damn. Like, get over yourself. Get over your mind. Fuck your unmotivated mind. Fuck your tired body for a second. And do what you gotta do to get to where you want to go. That is a message to myself, because the amount of overthinking it took me to even press record on this shit is crazy. And it's because I've been away from this for so long, and I've been away from the original plan I had for my podcast, which is insane. Today we about to just talk about one of my new songs that I just dropped. It's called Green. And yes, I've been green to the fact that I have this shit figured out, and I've been had it figured out for a very fucking long time. Let's get into it. I'm gonna play this new song, Green. Yes, I made the beat. Yes, I recorded it under an hour or so, maybe under 40 minutes, maybe even about 30. Let's play this song and get into it. We're gonna break this bitch down like a bag of chips in high school class.
Yeah. 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 You know that grass ain't always greener on the other side. You pay attention to these other guys. You notice how they post and they girl all the time. If I don't do that, guess I crossed the line. These couples be going through a couple of things. Not to mention that the man blew through a couple of rings. And I'm not talking about ballin', maybe caught a few flings. He said she's sleeping on him, guess she got caught up in them dreams. Yeah, you know that grass ain't always greener on the other side. Even when you see them pretty pictures posted up online. You seeing them and judging you in places you reside. Them pictures worth 1,000 words except the pain inside. How your relationship can go, that's what you decide. Gotta tend that water to your garden, more than pesticides. Even if she bugging you a lot, know that time flies, so I learned to cherish every moment while she's still mine. I'm practicing more patience, cause I know this shit can take time. Gotta build that trust for when you hear this shit through grapevines. That gossip can't do nothing when you got two people great minds. What God saying ain't enough, you gon' have to get the weight line. And heavy is the head that bear the burden of the late grind. I gotta get up early, I can never let them take mine. The early bird gets the worm, but what about a snake's mind? Guess I gotta grab and go, just so I can stay flying. You know that grass ain't always greener on the other side. You pay attention to these other guys. You notice how they post and they girl all the time. You notice. If I don't do that, guess I crossed the line. You know that grass ain't always greener on the other side. It ain't. Yeah. It ain't. I said that grass ain't always greener on the other side. No. Don't be green. No. Don't be green. Yeah. Hovers.
Okay, that's the song. It's out now. Matter of fact, I think the song is now on Spotify. I don't think it's on Apple Music yet, but that doesn't even matter. Listen, Green. You know how they be saying don't be green? That's why I made the song. First of all, let's go ahead and get into the concept of being green. It means you're somewhat unaware of what's really going on, or you're being tricked or duped. From what I know, correct me if I'm wrong. This song was inspired by a situation of a friend who had a partner who was looking outside at other people's grass, let's say, and was too focused on other people's grass and how it looked greener than their own when they weren't watering it. Maybe they weren't watering it, but maybe it wasn't them not watering it, rather them just paying too much attention or spending too much energy focused on somebody else's grass than focusing on watering their own. yeah, this song, I recorded it straight through. I didn't write it. I just kind of freestyled it and recorded as I went, kind of just punched in. But it's a really dope song. I made it when my girlfriend was asleep. She was literally asleep back there. And yeah, she woke up and was like, nigga, I'm about to smack you because this shit hard. So yeah. So I was like, fuck it, man. I'm going to go ahead and make a video about it, make a little lyric video, you know what I'm saying, put it out. So I went ahead and put it on my Instagram. Seemed like everybody liked it. Appreciate the love, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, woo. And I got a few messages about the song, just, the fact that it hit people on a deeper level as far as like what I was actually talking about as far as relationships. So I just want to get into the song a little bit, maybe, point out a couple bars. If anybody, notices any other bars, then feel free to comment them. But I'm going to point out a few that I like. Okay, so the hook, the grass ain't always greener on the other side. You pay attention to these other guys. You notice that they posting their girl all the time. If I don't do that, I guess I crossed the line. So speaking on public display of affection, and ironically nowadays it's digital, so people want to be loved out loud. Like they want to be loved out loud in front of all their friends, in front of all your friends. So being posted on somebody's page oftentimes is very important to somebody. Even if they don't really express it, it feels good to be posted on your significant other's page, or just put out there like that. People want to know that you rock with them like that. So when you post them on their page, it's like, oh, they serious. Like they for real. We locked in. Not that really helps with like loyalty or not, because some people still be doing all that shit, all the Instagram shit, and it be crazy shit going on in the background. But essentially the idea of this song is that in today's generation, people pay attention a lot to what relationships look like online than what they actually look like in person. And when I say in person, I don't just mean like how a couple shows up to you at face value. I mean what they go through and how they handle their relationship behind closed doors. So like if we share mutual friend groups as a couple, we may show up in a specific way out of respect for our friends or mutual friends or whatever the case may be, just in reference to whatever social situation it is, and sometimes I think people put on the front, I think couples sometimes to some extent put on, or at least feel the pressure to put on the front that they have everything figured out and that everything is all cool. And maybe that's okay. Maybe it's not for everybody to see like the shit y'all got really going on between each other. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to point out with this song. Just the fact that, people see other people's relationships online and they may look great. They may look gravy, but whole time that shit be crashing down, just tumbling. So yeah, let's get into this next bar.
These other guys, notice how they posting they girl all the time. If I don't do that, guess I crossed the line. These couples be going through a couple of things. Not to mention that the man blew through a couple of rings. And I'm not talking about ball that maybe caught a few flings. He said she's sleeping on him, guess she got caught up.
So I said these couples be going through a couple of things, not to mention that the man blew through a couple of rings. People be getting married several times over, like in their lifetime, not like by the same person, but like I've met people who have been married at least once or twice before, what I'm saying? Whether that's, they in their late 20s, early 30s, mid 30s or whatever, maybe 40s. And it's like, damn, like they blew through a couple of rings, Like they had to, one, spin that bag, but two, you got like, for somebody to want to marry somebody, and I haven't gotten to that level yet, but I imagine that if you get to that stage of wanting to marry somebody, it has to be very serious. Like you gotta be locked in. Like you gotta feel very strongly about someone to want to do that, and to see that doesn't always work out. It's like, damn, like I think about marriages that were 7+ years in the making and turned completely around, or even more, maybe double digits, you know what I'm saying? And then can turn completely around. That's what this song kind of alludes to, you know what I'm saying? He says she's sleeping on him. Guess she got caught up in them dreams. So I think with that line, a lot of women, and I'll say younger women, and being a young man in my dating experience, one, on an individual note, everybody has this high expectation of themselves, of how successful they should be by the time they 25 or even before they 30. And I think that same expectation is projected onto other people. Those same dreams that we get caught up into, we can somewhat project that onto other people, you know? I feel like there are situations where people have relationships where if their partner doesn't meet a certain expectation of like financial status or even like progress in their career, then, you know, things ain't lining up at some point. So it's like, yeah, kind of, you know, they go separate ways. You know what I'm saying? People lose a little bit of that spark that they had. And so that's what that line was alluding to. I wonder if alluding is going to be my favorite word for this podcast. I don't know. I keep saying it though. Let's see what else we got. You know, the grass ain't always greener on the other side. Even when you see them pretty pictures posted up online, them pictures worth 1,000 words except the pain inside. A lot of people post some of the best pics as couples, but those pictures ain't worth all the pain that you got to go through acting. You know what I'm saying? Some people be really out here acting hard, like acting like they're happy together. And it's okay if you're not at the moment. You know what I'm saying? If you got to work through something that's cool, it's just, you know, don't get caught up in other people's image of, don't look at everybody else and think that, oh, they're happy all the time. Because every relationship has its ups and downs, whether it's big or small. Like, no relationship is perfect. No relationship is perfect. So don't allow what you see on the digital space. Don't allow what you see in the digital space to, you know, skewer your perception of what relationships should look and feel like, because you're getting a quick dopamine hit from Instagram and what the best of the best looks like, everyone's best moments, everyone's best highlights, and you're expecting that it's supposed to look and feel like that all the time, but it doesn't. So my suggestion is get comfortable with the ugly side, with the times where you don't look as good, you know what I'm saying, where you don't feel as good, and understand that that's a part of the process. How your relationship can go, that's what you decide. Gotta tend that water to your garden more than pesticides. And I thought that was a bar, because it's like, you gotta tend that water to your garden more than pesticides. Pesticides, you know, keep all the bugs away and things of that nature, but I kind of think of it like this, like, you know, let's think about people being attracted to your partner, right? There's only so much you can control in the world as far as how attractive people are to your partner, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? How people are attracted to you. And this is a big thing, because I think this is a big thing in relationships. Like, people don't address the uncomfortable facts of, like, you know, other people being attracted to their partner and vice versa. So, and this really hints at the idea of security within your relationship. Like, instead of trying to spray so many pesticides to keep the pests out, which you can't hide your partner completely from the world. Your partner is going to be exposed to other people to some fashion. But what you can do is water your relationship, water your partner enough to where they know where shit really grows at, where the food really is good, you know what I'm saying, where the fruit is really ripe at, you know what I'm saying. So you got to tend that water to your garden more than pesticides. Even if she bugging you a lot, know that time flies, so I try to cherish every moment while she's still mine. Like, that was probably my favorite bar, my girl's favorite bar too. But, like, you know, your partner can do things that kind of get on your nerves a little bit here and there, or maybe things that just, everybody has those things, those pet peeves or whatever it is. It may look different for you. It may not even be considered a pet peeve, but just that one little thing that ticks you, it gives you it ticks you off a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, even if she's bugging you a lot, know that time flies. So she's bugging you a lot, time flies. You know what I'm saying? That's the bar. So yeah, time flies. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate the love that you have right now. You know what I'm saying? Even if that person bugs you a lot, and that's not even like just on a romantic level. It's like with your loved ones too. Like if you got people that kind of like, they may bug you for a few things. They may annoy you at times, or they may get on your nerves, but understand that like time flies. Appreciate them while they're here. Appreciate them while you do have a connection with them. You know what I'm saying? You got to build that trust when you hear the gossip through the grapevine. Real talk. You may hear news about, I don't know. It could be whatever, but outside noise can definitely infiltrate your relationship. And that's where you have to build your trust. You have to like really work with your partner on that, and make sure that y'all have the same perspective on trust and the same perspective on how to move about situations where trust is needed. And let's say trust and loyalty, and what's another word I could look for? Yeah, trust and loyalty. Make sure you and your partner have the same perspective on how to move. Like, how do y'all move together, and then how do y'all move when y'all not around each other? I think that's what that line about the grapevine really pertains to. Just knowing how to deal with the outside noise and the outside influences surrounding your relationship. Yes. Heavy is the head that bears the burden of the late grind. Gotta wake up early. I can never let them take mine. Basically, like, I'm really speaking about being a young man in that line, a young guy just chasing his dreams. And like, basically that can be a burden sometimes to your relationship. Like if you don't see the fruits of your labor enough within, your own thing, and which I've seen it personally. I think, not everyone will believe in you enough or believe in your path and your dreams enough until they see the fruits of it. And the fruits of your labor may look different in their minds versus like what you consider the fruits of your labor. You know what I'm saying? Like, I may have a bunch of small wins that I consider the fruits of my labor, but my partner may be expecting something grand, like that is specifically monetary or like, materialistic, Basically, heavy is the head to anybody out there who's in a relationship right now with burning expectations of like, being young and successful now. Heavy is the head that bears that burden of pursuing your dreams now while trying to be in a relationship. You really have to have a partner that really, sees the same vision as you and really trusts in your vision for yourself, for it to work, honestly. I think that's imperative, honestly. The early bird gets the worm, but what about a snake's mind? So basically just like, the early bird may get the worm, but the snake might also be out on the prowl too to get the bird. So I guess I got to grab and go just so I can stay flying. Like, guess I got to grab and go just so I can stay flying. Essentially, I got to make sure while I'm reaping the benefits of my green grass, or even, or I'm trying to go reap the benefits of other green grass, you got to watch out for the snakes around you. You got to watch out for the things that plot on your downfall, whether that's people, situations, or energies that you don't really need or that don't align with where you're trying to go. And that's pretty much the song. I mean, like, those were just a couple of bars. I just wanted to try to break down some of the writing. It's a lot. It's probably a lot more in there. And if I missed it, just comment. We could have a conversation down in the comments. But, yeah, That is my song Green. It is hopefully out now on all platforms. You could definitely go listen to it on Spotify. That's the episode. I'm not going to do too much. I'm gonna talk about one of my other songs next time I come up here. If there's a song that I have out now that you want me to talk about on the podcast, comment below which song you think needs a good, proper reintroduction to my platform. Other than that, don't be green. Stay tuned for more music. Stay tuned for more content. Like, comment, subscribe. And yeah, you just rocked out Solo Dolo with your boy Chris Ellis. Peace. Blessings on to you.
Hey, yo, Chris, where you at? I'm in town.